Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Upright Dogs. I'm your host, Cody. Before we get going here, let me take a moment to thank you, Yogi the Beast 1990, for you being our very first subscriber. Tonight's episode, we've got some footage to review and go over with you, and I can give you my opinion on it, and would like to get your comment and what do you think as well. We're going to be taking a look at some videos that are out on YouTube about the Dogman, and we're going to see if we can make heads or tails of them, because as you know, there's really no hardcore evidence yet. There is some stuff that looks pretty convincing, but then again, on the flip side, there's also stuff that you can tell is fake. And we also have testimony from hundreds of eyewitnesses claiming that they have saw it. So we're not, these things originated from somewhere, people. So it's our job here at Upright Dogs to go over the facts. Before we get into the videos, though, I'd like to maybe talk to you other Dogman researchers and just let you know that maybe, if you're ever in the Texas area doing the research, which is where we're located, and you need some assistance, maybe it would be a good idea for, us to link up together and do the research together. Now, we are, as soon as somebody comes forth with a sighting and wants us to come and investigate it here in Texas, we are going to go and see what we can do. Now, we will try to get good, solid photos, but at this point, it seems that this is something that's hard to acquire. Probably because of the fear factor whenever one is spotted. I'm sure the camera is the last thing you think about. But we're not only going to try to acquire some good photographs, but we're going to try to obtain a blood sample. Yes, I know it's crazy, but we got to get this to some biologists and see if we can get the explanation of this thing underway one way or another. Okay, without further ado, let's take a look at our first video. Well, actually, I have taken snapshots of the videos because my software will not allow me to fit the video into my editing software at this time, so we're going to take a look at the snapshots instead. All right, here's picture number one. Now, Brandon, from what I can tell about this thing, is you can't make out enough about it, heads or tails, of what it is. There definitely is an image there of some sort, but there's just not enough to decide that is a Dogman. What do you think?
Well, it seems like every time there's a picture of one of these things, it's super blurry. That's super fishy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't understand the granular problem. I mean, I do way back when cameras weren't all of that, but hopefully sometime soon somebody's going to get some good clear imagery of this Dogman. I mean, what I'm noticing on this one is just to the left of that light pole, it does look like an elongated shaped head, but at this angle it does not look like a. I mean, if it is a head, it's maybe a special Dogman, because it's really elongated. Just right, you can see right under the green dot pointer there, it is about at the end of its nose there. But I would go ahead and classify this image as a no-go. What do you think?
Yeah, I would also say no-go.
All right, moving on to the next one. Okay. Now this was taken from that kid in the back of that minivan or whatever, through the side window. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion on this. It's kind of questionable about this one. It almost to me looks like that he caught that picture like a dog jumping. If you look at it close, it looks like he caught him in mid-jump. I'll say that at first, but then I'm going to turn around and draw your attention to where the green laser pointer is. That really doesn't look like a dog paw. There are some indication of digits there. So and if you'll notice the arms on the left and right side, it does kind of look more like human type arms than a dog, because it's like if you look on at the shoulder, it's got the arms are like the thickness of a man, and then down below the wrist to the hand, it still looks like a forearm of a man, and doesn't get real slender like a real canine. So that's what I noticed in this picture. I can't tell enough about the bottom. There's just not enough in this picture to go by. Now his head, to me, his head looks pure canine. That's it definitely looks like some type of wolf, so to speak, in the head, but not necessarily below the head. What do you think?
I would say it looked like one, but for some reason you can't see the bottom. My question is, how did he take a picture of that when he's driving inside his minivan?
Well, this was the boy that passenger that was actually in the back seat.
Oh, so you're saying this thing was running beside the minivan, or were they parked?
Actually, I think they were backing up for something, and he caught that. When he caught that picture, that's what he caught at the time he took it. So, if the thing leaked, and then according to where the picture is, then he hit that van, no doubt. If it jumped, he hit that van. So it's I think I'm going to classify this one as possible. I mean, because of the extremities below the head, I'm going to have to just classify this as a possibility. Okay. This is one of the more convincing photos that I've stumbled across, just like I stumbled my words, and researching the Dogman. This picture, to me, is about as legit as you can get it. I know it's still blurry, and that's always a question. If at any time you're filming something with your camera and you pull zoom in, you just affected the quality of the picture. It's, for those of you out there trying to film stuff like this, and I was in photography there for a while, taking a course. If you'll do the best you can to move yourself closer, not the zoom, not unless you have great zoom features, but any time that you pull that zoom in, you're going to affect the quality of your photos. But on this one, it is blurry, but everything in this photo, not just the animal itself, but the trees, the barn, the snow, the picture, the animal in this picture is conclusive with the environment around it. To me, this looks legit. Like I said, one of the most legit ones I've stumbled across yet. What do you think?
I totally agree. It's not nearly as blurry as a lot of other pictures, and you can tell like the wolf is not cropped on there. It looks like it belongs with the picture.
Yes, that is right. And I got to tell you, on my end, I'll get your take on it. But on me, I've got to say this is legit. I mean, this is legit. Of course, it's definitely legit as far as fitting inside, fitting the picture. But we still haven't indicated is this a man in a costume. But it's definitely not photoshopped, in my opinion. So, what's your take on it? Legit or a bust?
I would say legit, as long as nobody's inside that suit.
Right. Okay, I apologize for the bad imagery on this one. I took a snapshot of it and it didn't turn out so well, but this is the one, and I think I will leave a link to this video in the description so you can watch this video yourself. But this is a video that was released a few years ago. This is the Michigan Dogman, and this photo is a bust. I mean, to me, right off the bat, it's a bust. If you look to the right of that green laser light and down, you can see the silhouette of the dog on the outside of the window. It just taking that photo, that snapshot of it, it didn't help it. But that's why you can watch the video and determine for yourself. But somebody was standing on the steps holding a husky up to the window. I honestly believe that. And strike number 2 is the angle of the camera. Why is the angle up and down like that? Because if they're, now the guy that screams in this video is a legit sounding scream. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, I don't know if he didn't know, maybe it was a trick played on him, but perhaps the other guy with him did or whatever. Because, his scream is just too real to me, But this, to me, is a bust. You could see it just for a brief second when he comes across with that camera to where you can actually see it through the glass outside. You can see eye shine and whatnot. But to me, that's a bust right off the bat. This is a fluke, in my opinion. And those of you that watch this video that I leave in the description, y'all go ahead and put your comments down there and let me know what you think. There are some other facts I want to get into you get in it with you about after this picture. But I know you can't see, Brandon, but see that area there. It's not enough to go on with this photo. So we'll just go ahead and move to the next one. We'll let the audience give us their opinion on it. Okay, this is a photo actually taken from the same video. All right, the guy walks outside with his camera and he tries to show you these little dang puppy dog type scratches on the side of the house, which you'll see when you watch the video. But I'm just going to go ahead and say there's snow on the ground. Why wouldn't the first thing you do would be to show us tracks, right? This guy does not show us tracks of any kind. Didn't even look for them. He was more worried about the angle of the step being conclusive with the height in the window and the angle of the dangle being directly proportional to whatever. He was more worried about that than he is trying to put that camera on the proof that's on the ground, So once again, y'all watch this video and leave in the comment section, what do you think about this? We want y'all's opinion. We want to see if we can get you on the same wavelength that we are on all this stuff. But Yeah, that's y'all just watched that video. Okay, going on to the next one. Okay, here's another. Okay, I've got this one classified within the first, 3 seconds of looking at it, that this is a hoax. Somebody please tell me, is it possible for any living, breathing thing to walk around with bones and nose flesh running in the arms of, to survive and walk around? Now, I know there's a case, because I'm a herpetologist. There is a case with alligators that are able to survive still with no bottom, with half their bottom jaw missing, right? And in nature, things have a way of healing themselves. But to me, this is just not going to be possible. From what I see, it looks like somebody put deer skin over this constructed upper torso of some type. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, you can even see in the sides of it. If you look to the just to the left of the left arm, you can see inside. I mean, come on, really? It looks like a walking zombie dog is what it looks like. These are two things I've noticed. Another thing is look on his mouth. Okay, if you see on his mouth, he has his mouth open. You can actually look through his mouth and see what appears to be skin on the other side of it. You see what if y'all looking at the photo, I hope you see what I'm talking about. Like it's like you can see skin or the hide through the mouth over there. Indicated might have football shoulder pads on or something, getting it hide up there that high, and then the mouth has a little bit of questionable deformity there. But Brandon, what do you think?
Okay, well, first off, every time you see a Wolfman photo, they're always buff. This thing is scrawny, like really skinny, and it does really look like somebody put skin hide over a bunch of constructed looking man wolf dude.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a malnourished wolf, Dogman. Sorry, dude, but you must have been the runt of the litter, huh? Right on. All right, moving on. Okay, last but not least, what I'm going to leave y'all a description to this video as well, a link to it. This was put out by a German camera crew and reporter. Now, I asked on this video that y'all watch it. I asked that you watch it, and if there's anybody that can speak German, I'm asking will you please translate and leave in the comment section of what was said about this video. This was supposedly done back in the 40s by a group of German soldiers, and I don't know if, like at the intro of this video, it has the reporter. I don't know if he was saying that they was hunting for this thing, or they was just doing some kind of random training exercise and stumble into it. That's why I want somebody that speaks German to translate it for us. But with that being said, and then within the time frame, if it was in the 40s, if that is a costume of some sort in the 40s, then surely that costume designer is rolling in the dough in Hollywood by now, wouldn't you think? Because that looks legit to me. That is photo number 2 that I've seen that looks like it holds, it holds water. It metaphorically speaking. If you look at the teeth they look like, they look like real teeth. The hair, notice the hair. And, one of the most characteristics here is look at where this thing was dead already. You notice the eyes, the glassy milk over the eyes. But look at the side of the head here around the mouth line. It looks like decaying skin where it's, starting to decay and come off the bone. There are holes. You can actually, begin to see down in there. So, and then you look at the nose. So, what's your take on that one?
I would say it's very realistic. Usually costumes don't have it to where you can actually see inside the mouth and all kind of teeth. And I would say it looks very realistic and believable.
Yeah, not from the 40s anyway, huh? And,
Yeah, not from the 40s.
yeah. Nowadays, yeah, but not from back then. So I'm gonna go ahead and chalk this one up to believable evidence. So that's gonna do it for these pictures. Y'all make sure you hit that like button. And leave your comments below. When we do our next episode, if y'all subscribe, y'all come aboard and subscribe for us, and we'll give you a shout out on your next video. Once again, this is our speculation. This is our opinion. We are entitled to our opinion just like everybody else, but that's part of our job here at Upright Dogs, is to try to decipher this stuff, and as soon as we get into a position, go out and do some actual field work. This is Cody with Upright Dogs, and we are signing out. So long, everybody.